Born in January 1947 in a remote village in Mitan County, Guizhou Province, one of China's poorest regions, she was the eighth daughter, in a family desperate for a son. Her parents couldn't afford to educate her, so she never learned to read or write. Growing up amid post-war hardship, she endured the Great Chinese Famine from 1959 to 1961, the deadliest in history, which killed tens of millions. To survive, young Tao foraged for wild roots, vegetables, and medicinal plants, experimenting with homemade sauces, using homegrown chili peppers to make those meager meals palatable. This early ingenuity with chilies would later define her life. At age 20, in 1967, she married a local accountant and had two sons, Li Guishan, the older, and Li Hui, the younger. Then, tragedy struck when her husband died of liver disease in the early 1970s, leaving her a widow in her mid-20s. To support her family, she moved to Guangzhou for grueling factory work, where she flavored plain buns with her spicy chili sauce, just for a little comfort. Returning to Guizhou, she took odd jobs, including farming and construction, before selling homemade rice tofu and bean curd from a basket near schools. Bus drivers often refused her because of the basket's size, forcing her to walk 5 kilometers each way, daily. In 1989, at age 42, Tao opened a small roadside noodle stall called the Economical Restaurant in Nanming District, Guiyang, selling liangfen, cold rice noodles, topped with her signature homemade chili crisp, a crunchy mix of fried chilies, peanuts, soybeans, MSG, and chili-infused oil. The sauce quickly outshone the noodles. Customers would refuse meals if it ran out. She earned the affectionate nickname Lao Gan Ma, or Old Godmother, for her generosity, often giving free or discounted food to impoverished students, and even letting them run tabs. By the early 1990s, customers arrived solely to purchase jars of the sauce. A key breakthrough occurred in 1994 when a new highway under construction in Guiyang attracted numerous truck drivers to the vicinity. Tao cleverly distributed free samples to them, transforming these drivers into unintentional ambassadors who spread awareness of the sauce throughout China through conversations at truck stops and rest areas. Demand surged dramatically. In 1996, urged by devoted patrons and government officials, she shut down the eatery to concentrate on sauce manufacturing, securing government funds to establish a modest factory in a leased building with 40 hands-on employees. She handled chili chopping personally during the initial phase. The next year, 1997, she formally launched Lao Gan Ma Special Flavor Foodstuffs Company. Expansion was rapid and impressive, driven entirely by organic buzz. No paid promotions. Tao focused on reputation through recommendations, consistent excellence, and budget-friendly pricing. Bottles remained below $2 in China for many years. By 2001, she prevailed in a significant trademark lawsuit against imitators, securing the brand name and her serious portrait on each label, which turned iconic and generated interest overseas. The product line grew to more than 20 options, drawing chilies only from Guizhou to aid regional growers, annually consuming 45,000 tons. Tao followed firm guidelines: no avoiding taxes, no borrowing or incurring debt, no going public, to prevent potential failure or deceiving shareholders, and no extravagant promotion involving stars or online trends. She declined growth chances beyond Guizhou to remain connected to her origins, hiring 4,000 to 5,000 residents and supporting local progress. In 2016, aiding Guizhou's 10.5% GDP increase. In 2014, aged 67, Tao stepped back and passed leadership to her sons. Yet problems with consistency emerged under them, including issues with counterfeit goods and switching from local Guizhou chilies. Sales fell noticeably in 2018. Tao stepped in again in 2019, taking back oversight and reverting to the authentic formula, aiding the turnaround. Currently, Lao Gan Ma outputs roughly 1.3 to 2.3 million bottles each day, estimates differ, ships to more than 80 nations, and captures around 20% of China's chili sauce sector, even with numerous fakes. It remains essential for easy dishes, such as stirring into rice or noodles, and enjoys dedicated followers internationally. UK purchases jumped 1,900% in 2021 through web sellers amid restrictions. As a non-public firm, Lao Gan Ma shares limited latest numbers, but records indicate a high around 2020 with yearly income over 5.4 billion RMB, roughly 800 to 836 million USD. Prior late 2010s levels stayed consistent, 4.549 billion RMB in 2016, 4.447 billion in 2017, 4.389 billion in 2018. Rivalry from online-focused competitors and changing buyer tastes caused a 22.25% drop in 2021 to about 4.201 billion RMB, or $620 to $650 million. Recovery ensued, with 2022 at 5.26 billion RMB, 2023 at 5.381 billion RMB, and 2024 nearing 5.391 billion RMB, producing hundreds of millions yearly while aiding countless farmers indirectly. Tao, now 78, has a personal fortune estimated at $1.05 to $1.9 billion, based on older Forbes and similar assessments. She keeps a simple life in a room near the factory, owns a tailored red Rolls-Royce, plate Gui A8888, and holds a seat in China's National People's Congress, representing success in escaping poverty and the Chinese dream. Recognized for raising her native area from hardship, her tale motivates as evidence of determination, an uneducated widow who converted hardship survival techniques into a vast empire of chili fields, entirely without standard business methods or advertising tricks.